Hello everyone, I'm Micah Manticore, and welcome back to Let's Meet Adam, episode 9, I think. 8? 9? I'm too deep to care. Anyway, just solved the puzzle that kicked my ass. I completely missed a letter and I think I almost died. Because I think if I try 3 times I'll get it and die. But anyway, I made it, and we're out. I hate this. Let's get the hell out of here already. Like, I wonder if we're even close to the final room yet. Me too, Pierce. Who knows, though? Hey, now, let's move on. Stud. I bet the other guys are all waiting for us already. You're right. Let's head on out of here. Yeah, let's roll. Autobots. Words were not shared between them as they walked through yet another dark corridor. Their steps were echoing slightly as the space before them seemed to want to stretch out farther and farther. Adam grips the door and decides to push forward. The door swung open with unexpected force to reveal Bart. Holy shit, Bart! The big man was tied up to a chair, his ankles strapped to a chair leg using leather bondage-type gear. As soon as he heard us, he started squirming furiously and trying to yell through the ball gag. I wonder where he'd gone. I didn't know he was anywhere. My first instinct was to rush over and take all those contraptions off him, but before I can, I hear another door burst open. My heart skipped a beat at first, unsure of where the sound was coming from or who might be stepping through that door. I breathed a sigh of relief when I realized it was just the other guys. Bart! Vince yelled, and it must have been just as surprised as we were. Soon all 4 of us were inside surrounding Bart, our eyes and jaws wide open, unsure of what to do next. I'm gonna free him. Wait, don't do that. It could be a trap. What? What are you talking about, Pierce? Bro, seriously, don't do it. Bart starts to struggle even more when he realizes we aren't just going to release him. His muffled cries growing more desperate by the minute. This is crazy. Adam, let's help him. I'm telling you we shouldn't. He's already tied up. If we untie him and it turns out we just gotta leave him behind, I don't know if we can hold him back. That's disgusting. Pierce, he's one of us. We can't just leave him behind. Not another person. Not again. There's 4 of us. If we free him, it's like back to 5 again. He's massive and strong as a bull. What if he's the killer and this is a trick? Dude, that doesn't make any sense. Then why the fuck is he there? Then why the fuck is he here then, huh? Why'd Goatman leave him here for us to find? Something fishy's going on, I don't like it. Adam, what do you want to do? I left Steve. I'm gonna help him. I agree. We should help him. Can we at least take that thing out of his mouth and give him the chance to explain? If you don't want to fully untie him, I mean... Are you all out of your fucking gourds? No, Vince is right. Also, Bart might have some info that'll help us. My leg itches. I'm not just gonna take the gag off. We have to do the right thing. I'm gonna free him out of that chair. I'll help you. Vince and I worked hard to undo all the gear that was strapping Bart to the chair. Lucky looked on nervously while Pierce moved further away from us and then stood intimidatingly with his arms folded. Bart's hands were cuffed together from behind while a thick leather strap held him in place by the waist. I tore off Bart's blindfold, and when we took his ball gag off, he told us the killer left a key for the cuffs in his pants pocket. His eyes were bloodshot, and the expression on his face was quiet and defeated. Bart started to fix up his clothing, like button up his shirt and pants, as we all watched in silence. Lucky looked away to give him some privacy, I guess. Bart? Bart, you alright? I'm alive, aren't I? Lucky ran up, threw his arms around, and actually gave Bart a huge hug. Bart gave him a small, tired one back in return. We were so worried about you. I'm really glad you're okay. Are you hurt anywhere? No, I'm okay. Surprisingly, I'm not hurt, although he did hit me. Gave me a couple decent shots. Bart grips his furry squared jaw and tries shifting it side to side. Man, that's rough. Bart, what happened to you? Where's Kang? To be honest, I don't know where Kang could be. I fucking forgot about Kang. But if he got taken like me, it doesn't look good. I'm pretty sure that guy didn't make it. He wouldn't have. Not after what I lived through. What do you mean? Start from the beginning. We're listening. Bart hesitates before shooting a look over at Pierce, his expression shifting slightly into something unknown. He then looks back to Adam, Vince, and Lucky and takes a deep, restless breath before proceeding. Kang and I ended up in this dark room filled with strange neon lights everywhere. It all happened so fucking fast. Not even a few minutes after we began to look for clues, the room starts to fill with some crazy gas. Like Steve. Where is Steve? and Earl. They didn't make it. What? I explained what had happened to Steve and Earl in the other room. I told him the truth, everything, even the part where we left Steve behind. I wasn't proud of it, but Bart had a right to know. Dear Lord, this is worse than any goddamn nightmare I could have imagined. Bart starts to clench his fists. His knuckles were turning pure white. When I figure out who's responsible for this, God help me, I'd never seen Bart so broken before. That tough ferocity he had now seemed like it had been drained from his entire being. Bart! Please go on. So the gas knocked us out. I woke up blindfolded and strapped to that fucking chair, gagged like some Christmas pig about to be served up for dinner. I didn't get a good look at Goatman, but I sure as hell heard him. Every single twisted syllable and crazy word. You heard his voice? No, it was the same distorted voice that comes over the PA. I think he must have had some voice-altering device in his hand, or maybe attached to that creepy-ass mask of his. I don't know. Whoever he is, this Goatman is a real monster, I mean that. This guy is devoid of any humanity, what with the things he was spewing. What the hell was he saying? He was talking about how I'm supposed to be different, that I was supposed to be better than the rest, that I was a disappointment. He kept asking me how I could consider myself a suitable ambassador to our community if I had the same hang-ups and diseased mind as everyone else. I had no idea what the fuck he was talking about. I tried to scream at him, ask him why he was projecting this onto me, explain myself, save myself. But he wouldn't remove the gag. He started to torture and humiliate me. I'll never forget one of the last things he said to me before he finally let me speak. He said, how can I genuinely be there for others, the broken and unwanted, and say I value diversity and differences when I myself only value others like me? He took off my gag and I just yelled. I screamed and screamed and screamed. For the longest time, that's all I could do. It felt like forever anyways. Then I just started talking, saying why he was wrong, why I'm not disingenuous, why he's making a mistake. What did you say? I don't know, man. I was ranting, pretty much. I just spewed whatever came to my damn head. Guess my years as a counselor came in real handy, huh? Without saying nothing, he forced the ball gag on me again and somehow dragged my chair over to a different spot. Dropped me off here, I'm assuming. I thought I was done for. I waited in silence for what felt like hours. I was sure any minute he'd come back and just gut me. That's why when I heard your voices after sitting there for so long, I just about lost it. Bart, I'm sorry, man. That's horrific that you had to go through that. You expect us to believe that you talk down a psycho and conveniently end up here all ripe for the saving? You human sack of shit, wanting to leave me strapped to that chair, huh? Bart starts to get this crazy look in his eyes. I was fucking terrified. I couldn't move. Thank goodness Lucky stepped up. Bart, please don't fight. Even though he usually deserves it, and even though I'd really like to see you turn his face into hamburger, we shouldn't. This is what Goatman wants, for all of us to turn on each other, and we can't let that happen. So Bart here was gonna get diced up and got spared just because he's good with his tongue? Please, how stupid do you think I am? Very. Well, you want to know what I think? I think Ginger Bear here cut some kind of deal with Goatman to save his life. A deal that probably involves fucking us all over so that he can make it out of here alive. You're miserable, Pierce. You're transparent as fuck. You're only spouting this shit because you want to make me the bad guy, to reduce the chance you'll be the one left behind. Isn't it? Isn't it? Answer me, you fucking Cro-Magnon? What is... I think that's the name of one of the human, not descendants, that's the wrong way. Ancestors. Come on, it's the only answer that makes sense. You know it's true. There's no way Goatman would let you just live otherwise, yeah? You're in cahoots, so you stay the fuck away from me, got it? Gladly. I need to go cool down before I end up killing that uneducated nitwit. I can't take this tension. I know I need to be stronger. It's just I can't help but absorb people's energies around me. If they're stressed, I'm stressed. If they feel embarrassed, I get embarrassed for them. I used to think it was a good trait most times. Not here, though, and not now. I think I need to be alone for a while, too. Hey. Yo. I let out a huge sigh. I think exhaustion was finally starting to overtake us all. Vince puts his hand behind his head and rubs the back of it slowly. I know how you feel. I'm glad we get to just talk for once, bro. Just you and I for a change. Vince smiles. I feel like we've had to be apart for most of the game, even though you're seriously the only person I trust. Only person? Well, I guess that's not totally true, but still. I trust you too, Adam. I hope you do the right thing. The right thing, huh? I'm starting to think the right thing would be to just grab you and leave everyone else behind. Adam!
Adam!
I know. We can't. That would be such a dick move. Understatement. But if it guarantees our survival, is it really that bad? I'm not sure anymore. Not fully. But my heart says we should help these people. I'm not so sure help is the word for what's about to go down. We're at an odd number of guys again. Ah, damn it. What now? This can't be good.
Congratulations, gentlemen. Those of you who have made it thus far anyways. It's the home stretch. You'll be pleased to know that the next puzzle room you'll be entering is your final trial. See, that wasn't so painful now, was it? You're almost free. I will be the one to set you all free. I hope you'll enjoy the remainder of your stay here at Escape Mansion WeHo. And for those of you who might survive, please recommend us to all your friends. Thank you.
I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, it's good news, isn't it? That the next puzzle room is our last? It seems too good to be true, like a setup or a trap. We should be careful, Adam. I know, bud. I don't have a good feeling about this either, but it doesn't seem like we have much of a choice. What about that second way to escape? What? Remember? It was mentioned in the library. Oh, right. I haven't thought about that until now. What do you think he means, though, by a second way? Like, is there a secret passage we should be looking for? Vince simply shrugs. Also, we need to figure out teams. Instantly, my stomach caught into a giant knot. I felt sick and intense anxiety start to take over my body. Pick someone and I'll take however you want me to. Dude, don't ask me to do this. Not again. I can't be the one. Why don't you pick your partner and choose mine this time? I trust you. Seriously, dude, this was your idea to come here, so I don't see why it should have to be me. Why can't I? Honestly, I'd rather die than be the one to choose. Is this some sort of chivalry honor thing? Because seriously, we don't have time for that. I just can't, Adam. It's part of my beliefs. I'd rather be the martyr than condemn another. Shit. Why don't we just pick at random somehow, like pulling straws? It's probably the most fair way. Definitely. But is that the smart way? Is it smart, and can we afford not picking someone trustworthy? Especially for our last puzzle. I was frustrated at Vince, but this is just how he is and how he'll always stay. If he isn't capable of pulling it together and making the hard choices, someone's got to. Alright, I'll do it. Thank you, Adam. Do you know who you'll pick? No, not yet, really. Go talk to them. It'll help. And with that, Vince walks away and appears like he's checking the walls for something. Maybe that secret passageway? I sigh once more, a deep, heavy one. We're so close, so why does it still feel so far away? Bart was pacing near a corner of the room, his bear-like strength having seemed to return to him. On his face was a look of rage and frustration. If he had softened any, Adam thought all that progress was now wiped clean. This is the return of the man Adam had first recalled meeting in the library. Grr. Bart was growling and muttering something underneath his breath. He continued pacing, but I could see his eyes gripping me as I approached. Hey man, slow down. You'll wear out the floor. It's hardwood, you know. I need to do this. It helps me think. You gonna try to stop me? Instead of getting agitated as I normally would, I've started to find that I had an approach that works with Bart now. The key, I think, is to stay cool and be playfully irreverent. Heaven forbid. Bart stopped pacing and finally turns to face me, putting both his hands into his pockets. Sorry, I wasn't trying to be a dick. It just comes naturally, huh? I was just gonna say it's how I deal with frustrating situations that piss me off. But everything pisses you off. Alright there, Mr. Actor-Comedian. Did you come here to prod, or do you have something to talk about? I just wanted to say, I believe you. Well, I believe you as much as a person can in this death game we've found ourselves in. I don't need your pity. It's not pity, Bart. I'm saying I believe you, and that I pretty much trust you. I'm sorry that those things happened to you and that you were scared for your life. It's okay. I'm scared too. Well, thank you, Adam. It's much appreciated. You know, I'm not in on this murder game, right? I'm one of you. I wish I could have been stronger, somehow saved Kang. Even if he seemed like a snake in the grass, if you catch my drift. So all I'm saying is I don't want to be left behind. That's why you're really here, isn't it? I look away from Bart in shame. I thought I was playing it perfectly, but he saw right through it. Yeah, we're trying to find a fair and good solution to how we pick our final teams. I don't need to say it, but one of us is being left behind. Well, it sure as hell won't be me. I'll strangle the breath out of Pierce until it ain't an issue anymore, if that helps. Picking partner should be easy in that scenario, right? I fucking can't stand that guy. I know he couldn't be serious, but... Bart, chill out, dude. You're scaring me. Whatever decision is made, I'll respect it. But that doesn't mean I won't fight for myself either. You better make up your mind quick, boy. I'm dying to get out of here. What I wouldn't do for a cigar. Adam found Lucky sitting on the floor, knees bent and out, with his arms caressing his legs. As he approached, Lucky's eyes sparkled and he gave out a weak smile. You know that message we heard earlier? Don't get me wrong, because I'm glad this is almost over. I'm scared, though, that this isn't going to play out easily. Didn't someone say that evil doesn't like to go out with a whimper but in a blaze of fury, or something like that? Yeah, I don't know. The quote does sound familiar, Lucky, but I can't place from where. Yeah. Is everything alright? Well, I've been thinking, maybe there is another way out of this. You mean what Goatman mentioned cryptically in the library? Yeah, I mean, well, he let Bart go for a reason. Maybe he'll let us go too if we find out what his alternate way is. I think that way out is something Bart said or did. It's not a secret passageway or a puzzle, at least that's what I think. Lucky was touching on something here, and I told myself to file it away to remember for later. Right now, I had the crappy chore of having to tell Lucky about our group dilemma. I think you have something there, but honestly, I need to have a talk with you about something pretty important. It's about that, isn't it? Do you have a plan on how we're going to leave Pierce behind? As soon as Lucky said that, I felt my chest tighten. He was so sure I was going to leave Pierce behind. I was, in a way, a bit shocked at how unusually merciless he was being. Although I know they didn't get along. I have to admit, I wasn't 100% sure what to do with the situation. Yeah. Is something wrong? No, Lucky, I just... Wait, are you unsure of who you're going to leave behind? You're thinking Bart? Well, I don't know, but I trust you to make the right choice. Poor Bart. I need to think. Everything is so sad right now. Pierce was decidedly at opposite corners from Bart. You could feel how thick the tension was between them. The trainer was cracking his knuckles in an unabashed display of machismo. What are you doing, Pierce? Oh, nothing. Just fuming over here, that's all. I don't think it's fair that Bart can just show up and expect us all to trust him. Like, dude, if it was the other way around, I'm sure he'd be just as suspicious. Don't you think? It's hard to say, man. I mean, we have no idea how terrible his experience was, and maybe he just needs others to believe in him. Maybe that's why it's been so hard for him to accept that we've got our suspicions, too. All these ifs, maybes, and shit, it's totally not good enough. You know what I'm saying? I say we can't afford unknowns and make mistakes when we've, come so far. I know what you mean. You gotta get out of here no matter what the cost. I have a whole life to get back to. Same here. Pierce grabs my forearm and pulls me closer to him. He was smiling, but his eyes were different. Hungry would be the best way to describe them. Adam, come here, sexy. He says with a different, deeper, and slightly raspier tone. I'll cut you a deal. You know there's something between us. You can't deny it. Pick me because you wanna. I want you too. Just thinking about it gets me so hard. Tell you what, if you pick me, I'll... Just for that, I'm leaving you, Pierce. Just for that. There's a time and a place to say you'll fuck the cum right out of Adam. But, obviously, this is it for you, so. Until you almost can't take it anymore. I gulped hard. I was so shocked I had no idea what to say. Bart's a traitor and Lucky's a wuss. You know the best and only choice is me. Plus you want me. You want this dick. So just give in already. Pierce, just think it over, alright, man? I know you'll make the best choice. I'm done. I'm leaving Pierce. Alright, I think I've made up my mind. Bart is my partner. I'm leaving Pierce. I motioned to Vince using a tilt of my head, trying to be as undercover as possible. Vince looks around subtly and strides over to Adam. You decide? Yeah, man, I did. I just hope we're doing the right thing, bro. Who'd you pick? Just follow my lead, alright? Vince nods solemnly. Adam takes a deep breath and exhales long and nervously. Alright, it's now or never. Slowly but surely, Vince and I start to step back and away from Pierce. As I'm backing away, I brush up against Bart and tug at his arm lightly. Bart shoots me a dead serious but relieved look. I then nod towards Lucky, who Vince promptly scoops up. Yo, Adam, we need to make a decision soon. Hey, wait a minute. What's, going on? Why are you all standing together like that? Pierce, I don't know how to say this. After all I did for you, for this crap band of queens, I know all you thought I had protein for brains, but I helped a lot too, you know. The puzzles, taking down Steve. You guys are the worst, the most ungratefulness. Adam, how could you turn down this? Turn down me? You're planning to leave me behind? Well, the truth is, I can't let that happen. Drops of sweat seemed to be beading all over Pierce's exposed skin. I could sense the heat rising. His eyes, they were transforming into something animalistic. Adam, you're coming with me. Pierce said this with a dark sense of ownership and finality. Before I could even think, Bart swoops in and grabs Pierce by the neck and shoves him against a wall. The two guys were grunting and struggling. At first, it seemed like Bart was trying to choke him out. I hear Bart roar in pain as Pierce moved his head slightly and chomped down on Bart's arm. Struggling for breath, Pierce starts to clamp his hands on Bart's neck and face. You son of a bitch. Like it was nothing, Bart firmly lifts and slams Pierce against the wall once more, ending the motion with a sickening punch to Pierce's gut. Holy shit, Bart, what the fuck? Pierce was a big guy, but Bart was bigger. I think we all stood around in shock at how strong Bart was. To be able to almost KO a guy like Pierce in one shot was crazy. Idiots, what are you all standing around for? Now's our chance, let's move. Oh, right. We all ran to our doors and swung them open as quickly as possible. As the doors start to shut, I look back at Pierce. I don't know if anyone else felt it, but I did feel a small pang of guilt. I still think we made the right decision. Well, maybe not the right one, but the best one. I trusted Bart more so, and Lucky deserved to be here. Still, I couldn't help but feel my heart and chest tighten. Pierce, I'm sorry. Please stop. Yay! Thanks for joining me with Let's Meet Adam. I think there might be one more episode of this, but we'll see. Please subscribe if you have not already. I don't know how you've watched 9 episodes of my channel without subscribing, but hey, you do you. Check me out on Twitter and Instagram at Micah_Manticore. I also have a Facebook page. That'll be in the description below as well. If you have a suggestion for a game you'd like to see me play, leave it in the comments down below or hit me up on Twitter or Instagram. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!